Guys, it's Tab1990 here, and welcome to the Northern Trans-Pennine route for Train Sim World. This has just been released today. I downloaded it last night. I tried live streaming it a bit earlier on today. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out. I had a few issues crop up whilst I was live streaming that were obviously unforeseen. But everything's all sorted now. Just to give you a quick update on everything, what I'm going to be doing with regards to the simulation games is every time I start a new one, I will do the first episode, if you will, as a live stream, and then the subsequent ones after that will be a pre-recorded and then uploaded video. This then also gives me a little bit of time just to work out a nice little intro video for the preceding clips and everything. So without further ado, we shall get into this. So obviously earlier I was actually doing the tutorials, so as you can see that this one's already got a tick next to it. I will go through it again though, just to show you exactly what it's like. But in this tutorial there are two options. I can either have the 47 or the 50. I think it's the 50. I can't remember now. So we'll do this tutorial again. The 45 or the 47. Oh, there we go. So it's either the 45 or the 47. We'll do this tutorial again, and then we'll start off with the 45, and then we'll replay the tutorial and go for the 47, and then we shall move on to the next tutorial, all in this live stream. So hopefully that should all work out now. So what's left to say? I know it's a bit late on in the month and everything, but I hope you all had a good New Year. Mine was okay. I was at work on New Year's Eve, but we got let go earlier than what we did on Christmas Eve, and I managed to get in just before Big Ben was chiming and the fireworks went off, so watch it on the telly. So here we go, we're into it now.
Welcome to these Class 45 and Class 47 locomotives in BR Corporate Blue livery.
Oops.
This brief introduction will go through start-up, stopping and passenger door operations.
And I do like the way that the voiceover is speaking with the local or the regional accent for the area as well. For locomotive.
To get the
lad.
locomotive started, set the battery isolation switch. A lot of time will be spent in the locomotive cab, so climb aboard to get started.
And that's something else I do like as well. You can hear the old two-tone air horn sirens there as well. I do believe this is supposed to be set, I think, in the 80s, late 80s, something like that. So, but we're actually getting into the thing that this is the rolling stock that I remember being, on the lines and everything.
The master key is used to activate the control desk.
So, activate the master key. A lot of this I will be using the quick controls for.
The locomotive is now ready to be started.
Or as many as I can.
Use the straight air brake to hold the locomotive during the startup procedure. Release the brakes and allow the system to charge.
So sure, yeah. So like I say, I'm going to be using as many of the quick controls as I can, because it just makes it easier for me. Because yeah, it just makes it easier for me.
Use the reverser to set the direction of travel.
Alright, there we go.
Marker lights are used to inform others around that this locomotive is active.
We'll do that manually.
Almost ready. Release the remaining brakes. Parking brake and straight air brake.
I'll stand up and do that. Oh no, there we go, it's working now. And then release the straight air brake.
Increase the throttle to start moving. Do not apply too much power too quickly. It's important to provide a smooth ride for passengers.
Yep. Right, and we are off. So we'll get it up to speed. We'll set it off to coast. So we've now got to use the throttle and the brake to manage the speed, which we should be able to achieve quite easily enough. So we'll just leave it to coast down here, I think. Occasionally we'll use the okay, the quick control for the brake isn't working. Okay, so I'm going to have to do this manually. Okay. Simple enough. There we go. So we'll put initial application on. Just to slow us down to about 15, that'll do us. Stick them back off. And I think one more we might be needing in a second. Just check where we are. We are there. So I've got, yeah. There we go, turn it off again. I do believe this is Manchester station, is it Manchester Victoria, something like that?
Let's try stopping at a station and boarding passengers. The key aspect is to make a gentle, controlled approach. Stopping a train in the right place is a skill that takes years of practice. It may take a few attempts to get it right.
Set the initial application to on. Put a bit of throttle in, just so we can get up to the marker. Just add a bit more throttle, I think. Yeah, there we go. That'll be enough. I think we can stop on the straight air brake on that. Yeah, easy. There we go.
Quick glance at the platform to ensure all is safe, then unlock the doors.
Right, is all safe on the platform? Yes, it is. There we go. So whilst we're here waiting, let's have a look. Very nice, very nice. As I've mentioned in some of my previous videos, I'm not normally a big fan of diesels, but they're starting to introduce ones now that I do actually quite like the look of. You know. So, I do have the ones that I really do like. I mean, there's the, obviously, I've mentioned it before.
Complete. Set the doors to lock.
I've mentioned it before, there's the Class 9 and the 66, you know. So, but...
Good work. That is the basics covered. A
There we
manual
go.
can also be obtained that provides more detail about the full functionality of this locomotive and more.
There we go. So yeah, but there's not many that I do like, but there are some that I do like. But they're introducing more and more, and it's like, yeah, I quite like the look of it, you know. So, but I'm more a Steam fan, you know, Steam Train fan. Anyway, so that's that scenario done. What we're going to do is we'll replay the scenario, and we shall then use the 47. And then that'll be that scenario well and truly done. And we can move on to the next one. The scenario? The tutorial. Yes. Replay the tutorial. Oh, dear me. You have to excuse me, guys, if my voice is quite loud and everything. Unfortunately, I'm having to use an older headset that I've got. And because my proper one's on charge. So... And this older one doesn't have the... all the enhancements and things on it. So... Nope. I do love that sound.
Welcome to these Class 45 and Class 47 locomotives in BR Corporate Blue livery. This brief introduction will go through start-up, stopping and passenger door operations.
Now this looks like a bigger 47 than the one that's on West Somerset Railway. This looks like a stretched version. I'm sure it weren't that big.
A lot of time will be spent in the locomotive cab, so climb aboard to get started.
So there's no battery isolation on the outside. Cool. That must have been on the 45 then. Only on the 45.
To get the locomotive started, set the battery isolation switch.
Ah, so there is, yes. But this one's on the inside.
The master key is used to activate the control desk.
Set the reverser to engine
Locomotive
only.
is now ready to be started.
Engine start pressed.
Use the straight air brake to hold the locomotive during the startup procedure.
There we go.
Release the brakes and allow the system to charge.
So I've released, and we're just going to allow it to charge, he says. So just waiting for the brake system to charge.
Use the reverser to set the direction of travel.
So we're going to forward.
Marker lights are used to inform others around that this locomotive is active.
Marker lights on.
Almost ready. Release the remaining brakes. Parking brake and straight air brake.
So release the parking brake. And release the straight air brake.
Increase the throttle to start moving. Do not apply too much power too quickly.
There we go.
It's important to provide a smooth ride for passengers.
I think that was a fairly smooth set-off there. Ooh. Well. Oops. Don't know what happened there.
Coasting is used to be fuel efficient. Climbing or falling grades can affect this, however, so always be vigilant of your speed.
Right, so I'm going to set it into off to coast. Yeah, because some of this stuff I could just about remember when I was, you know, a kid and everything. I mean, where I lived, we didn't have a railway station as such. Well, we didn't have a railway station. That's the part and parcel of it. There was no from what I remember, there was no railway station in Gosport. You know, the closest one to us was either Fareham or Portsmouth. You know. So Brake. I wasn't watching what I was doing there. So yeah, but obviously when we used to, on a Saturday or something, we'd go down to the harbour with my grandparents to go do the shopping in the town centre, and we'd normally, as a little treat, we'd go across on the ferry, across from Gosport to Portsmouth, and we'd go and have a look at the trains and all the rest of it, you know, have a look at the ships in the dockyard at Portsmouth and all this lot, you know. So I can, but let's say a lot of the stuff that I see on here, I can vaguely remember from being around the railways and everything when I was a kid.
Stopping and boarding passengers. The key aspect is to make a gentle, controlled approach.
But I think
stopping a train in the right place is a skill that takes years of practice.
It certainly does.
It may take a few attempts to get it right.
But I can remember a lot of this stuff, you know. I think they just started to phase a lot of this out when I can remember it, you know. Oh, that's the house phone. I'm not bothering answering it. In fact, sod it. I'm not answering them.
Give a quick glance at the platform to ensure all is safe, then unlock the doors.
Internal. Whoa. Right window. Let's have a look. Is everything safe on the platform? Yes, it is. There we go. So we shall go back into the internal view. Let's have a look around while we're waiting. It's all oh, what? The dead man's pedal. Ah, I see. Right, we should be getting there. There we go.
Boarding is now complete. Set the doors to lock.
Lock the right hand side doors. There we go. Happy days.
Good work. That is the basics covered. A manual can also be obtained that provides more detail about the full functionality of this locomotive and more.
And that's that tutorial done. So we'll just very quickly continue the next tutorial. Let's go for that. And whilst that's loading up, let me just check my phone. Okay. Happy days. Right, where's my drink? It's there. Excuse me. So, the Class 101 introduction. And again, I could just about remember these. Just about. I don't think they were in this livery, though.
This Class 101 diesel mechanical multiple unit in British Rail blue and grey livery. This brief introduction will cover start-up, stopping and passenger boarding.
Enter the cab.
A lot of time will be spent in the cab, so climb aboard to get started.
Hey. Sit in the chair. Oh, okay. Control
switch is used
circuit.
to activate the control desk. Marker lights are used to inform others around that this train is active. Set the throttle to full. This DMU has 4 engines across the whole unit, all of which need to be started.
Oh, I see. Set the throttle to idling.
The rear of the train must be set up manually for each journey.
Oh,
Head
no.
over there now.
Oh well, we'll have a wander through the carriages and then go to there Yeah, I do think these were just starting to be phased out when I was growing
Red
up.
marker lights are used to signify that this is the rear of the operational train.
Do 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 do.
This unit is now ready to go. Head back to the
This
lead
unit
cab.
is now ready to go. Ah. I do love the fact they got some bloke with a regionalised accent doing voiceover. This
Give a quick glance at the
dear.
platform to ensure all is safe. Then unlock the doors.
Hey, by gum, lad. Where are we? Oh, flip it. Right, it's the right side. So we are now loading. Oh. Yeah, lovely. That's what we like. Alright, I don't think, is there anybody getting on? Oh, no. I wanted the door, not the window. It not let me out. Let me out! Oh, crap.
Boarding is now complete.
Lovely.
Set the doors to locked.
There we go.
Use
Right,
the reverser to set the direction of travel.
we are going forwards.
This train features a gear system similar to cars on the road.
Oh
To
no.
attain higher speeds, the active gear must be increased at the appropriate time. When accelerating and the RPM dial reads in the yellow zone, it is appropriate to change up a gear.
Right.
The brakes on this train act like a water tap. The higher the setting, the faster the train will stop.
Cool.
Open the valve to select the desired pressure, then close it again to maintain that pressure.
What's next? Set the handbrake to off. I thought we'd just done that up the other end. Ah, okay. We're moving.
Increase the throttle to start moving. Do not apply too much power too quickly. It's important to provide a smooth ride for passengers. Up ahead, the maximum permitted speed will increase. As it does, it will be appropriate to increase to the next gear and the train will accelerate further.
Alright, let's just keep it on that for now. I know we are speeding, but well, that didn't sound good. Oh,
The process of
we
changing
go.
gear has several steps. Reduce the engine RPM by setting the throttle to idle. Engage the new gear, then return to the desired throttle application. Let's try.
done it. There we go.
Observe that the train now has the ability to accelerate to a higher speed.
Yeah.
When the RPM dial reads in the yellow zone, repeat the gear change process to continue accelerating.
Okay. I think I might have messed up there. Reach a speed of 30 miles an hour. I think I might have messed up on this. let's gear up. I think I might have messed up here. I'm going to have to put the brakes on. Might have to work at this whole I'm gonna have to replay this tutorial. I really did mess it up. Tell you what, restart. So sorry about this, guys who are watching, but as you know, it does take a while to get used to these things. I am trying to get my head around it. But if the two people who are watching, if you'd like to introduce yourselves, that'd be brilliant. I can say hello and everything. If you don't want to introduce yourselves, that's fine. I don't mind. Yeah? But I don't bite much. So, oh dear. Right, let's get this going again. Let's get this right.
Welcome to this Class 101 diesel mechanical multiple unit in British Rail blue and grey livery. This brief introduction will cover startup, stopping and passenger boarding. A lot of time will be spent in the cab, so climb aboard to get started.
And if any of the two watching can actually tell me what kind of year this is set in, that would be brilliant, because I think it's the 80s, but I can't be entirely sure.
Main switch is used to activate the control desk.
Main switch.
Marker lights are used to inform others. This DMU has 4 engines across the whole unit, all of which need to be started. The rear of the train must be set up manually for each journey. Head over there now.
I'm going to go do it this way instead. I think that would have been better.
Red marker lights are used to signify that this is the rear of the operation.
That'll do, mate.
This unit is now ready to go. Head back to the lead cab.
I'm going back to the lead cab. There we go, I'm in the lead cab. Right. There we go. Right.
Give a quick glance at the platform to ensure all is safe.
Yeah.
Then unlock the doors.
Unlock right. Gear selector is in neutral. Okay. That's fine by me. Just because we can, we've got to give it a... Oh, I'm so easily pleased. What's that? Oh! Hey! Happy days.
Boarding
Close
is
it.
now complete.
There we go. Yep. Done the boarding.
Use the reverser to set the direction.
Wheels going forwards.
This train features a gear system similar to cars on the road. To attain higher speeds, the active gear must be increased at the appropriate time. When accelerating and the RPM dial reads in the yellow zone, it is appropriate to change up a gear.
Cool.
The brakes on this train act like a water tap. The higher the setting, the faster the train will stop.
Yeah.
Open the valve to select the design.
Done that. Set the handbrake to off. And we're moving. Again.
Increase the throttle to start moving. Do not apply too much power too quickly. It's important to provide a smooth ride for passengers.
So we've now got to reach a speed of 10 mile an hour. Cool.
Up ahead, the maximum permitted speed will increase. As it does, it will be appropriate to increase to the next gear and the train will accelerate further.
Right. We'll wait until we hit that bit there. So we're now at 10 mile an hour. Let's give it another notch up. And then notch down just to give it a bit of a jolt. Just listening to the sounds in the background. Reminds me of coming into Portsmouth Station, that does. Oh, there we go, it's increased for the speed, so we should be able to...
The process of changing
there we
gear
go.
has several steps. Reduce the engine RPM by setting the throttle to idle.
Okay.
Engage the new gear, then return to the desired throttle application.
Okay.
Let's try.
Right, so reduce the throttle to idling. Select the next gear to above notch 1.
Observe that the train now has the ability to accelerate to a high speed.
Yep.
When the RPM dial reads in the yellow zone, repeat the gear change process to continue accelerating.
Okay. This seems to be going better than what it did last time. And we shall up a gear. There we go. We are in the yellow zone. I think we've got to reach at 30 miles an hour. There we go. Set throttle to idling.
Speed, the highest.
Yeah, and select gear notch 4.
Let's stop at the next station. The key aspect is to make a gentle, controlled approach. Stopping a train in the right place is the greatest skill of a train driver. It may take a few attempts to get it right. Depending on the speed of the train, begin braking between 1.5 and 1 mile from the station.
1.5 and 1 mile. Okay. Well, where's the thing for the...
Brake control on this train opens a vacuum, releasing pressure holding the brakes off the wheels. To maintain a specific pressure, close this valve by setting the handle to the lapped position. Use the control now to set the brake pressure dial to the indicated value. Aim to be doing no more than 25 miles per hour when the train reaches the platform.
Oops.
Then come to a stop anywhere alongside.
There we go, that'll have to do it.
Well done. Practice makes perfect.
It does. Correct. I'm sure I'll get better in time with that. That was enjoyable enough. Hey. Oh, are you getting on, are you? Ah, I see. I think that might be the end of the scenario. Could be. We'll see. But I did quite enjoy that. I'm looking forward to doing the scenarios on this now. Oh, lock the doors. Lock the doors.
Good work. That is the basics covered. A manual
Marvellous.
can also be obtained that provides more detail about the full functionality of this train and more.
Happy days. There we go then, guys. That was both of the tutorials done for the Northern Trans-Pennine route map. I'm going to call that stream there, and we shall catch you in the next videos after this will now be pre-recorded. I may do a live stream of one of these scenarios. Let's just have a look at the scenario, see what we've got. So we've got Trans-Pennine, Driving Rain, Down and Out, Rescue Run, Red Bank Rotation. Sounds a bit like Red Dead Redemption, but there we go. Okay. So yeah, so the next videos of these scenarios should be pre-recorded. I may, like I say, live stream one. I quite like the sound of live streaming that one, to be honest. Passenger train has failed at Leeds. Run out from... I can't read that from here. I'm too far away from the telly. Holbeck depot with a spare locomotive and continue the service to Huddersfield. Yeah, we'll see. So yes, guys, I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'm glad that I've done it after earlier's fiasco, and we shall catch you in... oh crap, yeah, we shall catch you in the next ones. Okay, and where are we? There we go. Take care for now.